now I got to talk about what I don't want to talk about, but I feel like I must. And that is this madness over this one project, which CMC has now updated. See, ever since Luna split into Luna Classic, right? Both projects are basically kind of delisted from CMC, meaning that it's there, but the rank was not there. They just arbitrarily put like 200 or something, and you just and just like, you know, it's out of your mind. No one paid attention to it, right? But obviously, it's been pumping, and I've been warning you guys about how whales may be driving things up due to this new tax proposal, so I'll talk about it in a little bit. But CMC has added them back up, and I couldn't help but notice that they are now here at 26, which is no joke. This is commanding now a 3.2 billion market cap. Just to remind you guys, before Terra collapsed, before UST collapsed, Terra's market cap was around 8-9 billion. Okay, that was after, you know, things started coming down. So it's actually not that far off from where it was, considering, you know, this is just driven by pure FOMO at this point, right? But you look at where it is, it's not far off from a great project like Cosmos or Chainlink or Near Protocol, or even, and it's even above Kronos and Algorand and VeChain. You know, it's madness is what it is, right? But CMC decided to add them on, and I think that added even more madness. But why is there so much madness? Well, there's a couple reasons. Number one, the market is kind of boring right now. It's kind of low, right? And people, especially the ones that are looking to make a quick buck, right? They want to FOMO in on something. They always do. This is the model of the retail investor, right? Like, hey, we got to FOMO in something and make a quick buck. That's why we're in crypto. I don't care about Bitcoin's fundamentals. I don't care about Ethereum's merge, right? I care about Luna Classic reaching $1. I want to ride that FOMO train. That's what a lot of people want, right? But they haven't really done the math, because then they would know it would never reach $1 ever. So yeah, that's what's happening right now. But you know what? Why is there so much enthusiasm right now? Well, it's due to this proposal, the 1.2% tax parameter change, which is set to be voted in a couple of days. Actually, the 10th of September, which is a couple of days. And if it passes, this will be live on the chain September 20th, right? So this is coming up in a few days. My worry is that this could be buy the rumor, sell the news kind of event if it passes. I'm pretty sure it's going to pass because the people that are in Luna Classic are all for this, because this is the only thing to really look forward to. So that is what's really driving things up. And, you know, they've been trying to, or whoever's involved with the team now, I do believe I don't know if it's this guy or who's actually leading. It's not Do Kwon, so I don't know who's like the face of Luna Classic now, or maybe it's just the whole, the community are just coming up with proposals. I don't know who's actually leading. I have no clue, but I know it's not Do Kwon. But yeah, they've been trying to get the exchanges to support this, and they did get one major one. MEXC has been, you know, trying to like jump on the Luna Classic bandwagon for a long time. So they said that they will automatically do a limited burn event for spot trading fees on Luna Classic between September 3rd and 17th. Right, so this is just a limited thing, but they've been doing stuff like this. I'm pretty sure they're going to support the real thing if it gets voted upon. But the biggest support that Luna Classic got was from KuCoin, which did come out yesterday and say that they will support it if this proposal goes through and passes. So that means every single transaction on the chain, on the exchanges, will equate to a 1.2% burn. Basically, the exchanges will take that amount and send it to a burn address and take it out of circulation. So they did get some exchanges. KuCoin probably the biggest endorsement because they're still the biggest change, I think, by volume in terms of Luna Classic. I do believe Binance already delisted Luna Classic already, so you can't do much with it. Coinbase, people still have their W Luna stuck. Coinbase does not seem like they're going to share that anytime soon. Gate.io, you know, they're not really endorsing it. So not every exchange is endorsing it. Gate.io will say, well, they'll burn if you withdraw it. Only when you withdraw it. So that means they actually are encouraging people to get off their exchange. Basically, they're saying we'll burn it if you withdraw your Luna Classic or UST Classic. So that's kind of a slap in the face, so to speak. But anyways, this is what's happening with Luna Classic. There's a lot of hype about this 1.2% burn. And there's a lot of people that think that this 1.2% burn will magically cause it to, you know, reduce that 6 trillion Luna that was, you know, minted and diluted the supply, right? So that is what's going on. And I'm going to warn you guys again. I know a lot of you guys are tuning in. You're like, you know, hey, Terra's gonna go to $1. Yes, everyone get in. We'll get to $1, right? You know, I stress those of you guys that think so to do some math. Look at how many decimal points there are before it could get to $1. Then you times that by the overall market cap, and then you'll see that, you know, it has to be in the trillions. Okay, trillions upon trillions before it could ever reach $1. So is it likely to do, considering the entire market cap right now is under $1 trillion? Not very likely. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is, you know what? Terra Classic is having that proposal that's coming up 2 days. We have seen this time and time again. Buy the rumor, sell the news. So be careful. There could be some massive dumping after the proposal because this is definitely whale driven. Okay, so be careful with that. And number three, the burning. You know, if you do the 1%. You calculate the 1.2 something percent. You just look at volume. You know, you could do it yourself. You look at this volume right now, which of course is very, very inflated because a lot of people are FOMOing in this 3.7 billion volume per day, right? So it's quite easy to calculate. If you take, okay, 3.8 billion, let's just round it up to 4 billion, right? And you take 1.2% of that, what is that? Like 40 million, right? So approximately that's about 40 million that will be burned per day. And you do 40 million and then you divide it out by how many tokens that is, right? And then you times it, you know, by how many days before you reach 1 trillion. And that number is astronomically big. So it's not like 1 trillion or 2 trillion or 4 trillion being burned instantly. Maybe after years, but it's a small effect. It's 1.2%. It's not 10%. It's not 50%, right? So it's going to take a while. But anyway, so that's the latest going on. Just I stress caution, a lot of caution, okay, with Terra Classic right now. This whole thing with the community-led, you know, tax proposal is interesting. It's been talked about for quite some time, but for them to be a legitimate coin, they need to have a lot more, right? But I see the case. I do hear some people make this case saying, George, you know, even though it doesn't have anything, right? Look at someone like Doge. What do they have? Do they have anything? Well, you have a point there because Doge doesn't have anything other than Elon and Mark Cuban support. I think that's legit. And something else that a lot of Luna Classic fanatics will say, well, look at Sheep, right? Sheep climbed up so much and look at where they are now. Well, that is also true because Sheep is sitting at number 14 at 6.6 billion. Sheep had the most astronomical run in crypto's history in 2021. And afterwards, it just stood there. It didn't go down. That's because there's a lot of Sheep holders and they continue to hold, right? So it's a different time. And maybe there's a chance that if Terra Classic continues to run up and run up and run up, there's so many people holding it that regardless if the burn really works, so many people hold it that it may just stay up there. And maybe it can stay up there even without having any legitimate use like Dogecoin. Because Dogecoin is even higher, right? There is a possibility. There's always a possibility, right? But everyone's speculating right now. So just just be careful. That's all I could say is just be careful, because there are a lot of market makers out there that's driving prices higher, manipulating the market. But if there is such a big community that decides to hold on to Loon C, right, then there's a chance maybe it could hold, just like everything else out there, right? So that's it. That's all I have to say about Luna Classic, and that'll be the last time I ever cover them. No, I'm just kidding. I'm pretty sure there will be more times I get asked about it. If you're looking to buy Bitcoin and crypto for the first time and you don't know where to get started, head over to CryptosRus.com and click on the best exchange guide. Within, you'll find a list of exchanges that I recommend and some that I use on a daily basis. So if you want to learn more, head over to CryptosRus.com or utilize the links in the description of this video.